What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, let's talk about match liquidity in the game, and I have an idea that I would like to share with you here. But before we do that, let's just try to diagnose the problem a little bit. You can see here on this chart that the trend is very clear over the last 3 months, and specifically starting after the new ranked play went into effect, that there's been a massive drop-off in the amount of battles that are being played in modern format. Now, I think we've definitely heard people say that they're upset with it, that they don't really like, the new format. And that's, again, I'm not here to comment on that. I'm acknowledging the fact that that is probably a reason why some players have left. But the thing is, because some players have left, we probably have this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy now where match liquidity issues are making it frustrating for the players that have stayed, and therefore they're getting frustrated and not playing as much, or maybe moving over to Wild where there's plenty of match liquidity. So one of the things that was mentioned in a recent town hall was by the team was the idea of the team essentially launching bots using real cards from the ecosystem and from the game economy, and having those bots not earn, right? So similar to what we have in Novice, but I believe there's a better opportunity here. And I think we should look at the other entity that's in the space, not the team, but the DAO. Now, the DAO is sitting on a ton of packs. The DAO is sitting on a ton of cards that it has given out to Nifty Arcade. Now, I'm not saying we need to take all of those decks from Nifty Arcade. I'm not sure how many there are, but it wouldn't hurt to take some of them and start playing them at the different leagues, right? Especially down in silver and gold, where, hopefully we'll have some players, some of the players who are struggling, they'll have some other like bots or just accounts that will be able to play at that level, and therefore have, competitive decks in that way, right? Silver, gold, and bronze. So in a way, I'm thinking we repurpose those cards, right? They're already part of the ecosystem. We didn't burn them, but they can provide value. And here's where I think they can actually provide a lot of value. We take the SPS that is given to them through earning and do one of two things. Either the DAO gets it, so we lock it up for the future, or we just burn it, right? It's automatically burned and never even sees the light of day, right? It comes straight from the distribution and never actually goes into the ecosystem. Now, that would eat into some of the reward pool for many other players, and I think people might be against that. So I'm acknowledging that that's probably going to be one of the biggest criticisms for this. And I'm not saying that we need like 10,000 bots. I'm saying that I don't know how many the team had in mind, but if we just had some there, and again, their SPS stake would be relatively low, right? We can have the DAO stake some SPS on them. Or delegate some SPS to them, but their SPS stake would be relatively low. It's just that they would be able to take some of the SPS that would be coming in and use it as a way to, like I said, either earn for the DAO or add value to the SPS token overall by just immediately burning it, right? Taking that SPS and immediately sending it to wherever, right? The null wallet. So that's kind of the idea that I had. Obviously, the team can go through and do this the way that they had kind of discussed. And again, it was just kind of like a public brainstorm of an idea that they had. But I'm thinking that the DAO might be better suited for this. And again, I don't think it would take like much dev work, whether it was the team or the DAO. But I really don't want to add any more onto the team than is already there, when this is something that can clearly be done by the DAO and benefit not just the DAO, but the ecosystem as a whole. So, I'm curious to know what people think of this. We probably need some kind of proposal, and I'm not even at that stage yet. I'm really just trying to throw ideas at the wall here and see if there's something good in there. And like I said, if somebody's going to run bots, sure, you could have the team do it and not earn anything. But I just feel like there would be much more value added to the ecosystem overall if you had the bots actually dipping into the reward pool and burning the SPS or giving it to the DAO. It would be another mechanism in which the DAO could earn. Now, here's the thing. I'll close off with this. There's so many changes happening right now with the LPs, which I know has pissed off a lot of the investor class in this ecosystem, right? Because it's like, well, you wanted us to come in and invest, and now, like, the DAO is taking over. You're reducing rewards. You're reducing the incentives. The DAO shouldn't be competing with investors or players in order to, provide liquidity and just be part of the ecosystem. That's the main argument that I've seen against, what's happening with the DAO. Yet people are still voting for it, so these changes are happening. That's the same argument that could be had against here, right? Where it's just like, why would the DAO be fighting to earn against other players and dipping into that reward pool. Again, I understand that's probably going to be the biggest criticism, but we're already doing it. We're already doing it in a different part of the distribution. So I'm just saying, if people are voting for it there, not that you have to vote for it here, but it is kind of as close to apples as you can get in that scenario. Granted, the mindset of an investor versus the mindset of a player can be very different. I'd say a lot of people here straddle that line somewhat equally, right? Player, investor mindset, whatever it is. But ultimately, I'm just curious to get your thoughts on this as we hopefully move towards a solution to get more liquidity, match liquidity in modern formats in the near future, once all of the new player experience is done and we're able to move forward into marketing and actually bringing more players on board. We want them to have a good experience with the onboarding, but then we want them to be able to actually play games in ranked against others if they can find them, right? So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.